You're listening to United Anime Kingdom.
Hey guys, I'm back from my holiday. Yep, I haven't been for the past 2 podcasts, but now I'm back, and it's episode 7 of the UAK Podcast. Now everyone is here, but Ness Mudkip, he's now gone on holiday, so we haven't got him. But who cares? I'm joking. Someone cares, probably. Okay,
Jesus
so
cares.
today,
Jesus
Jesus loves everyone, so that's right. So today's topic is anime you always defend. Now, I'm gonna get the Slide Dragon Tashvin to start us off.
Okay, I think the series I'm about to mention, loads of people attack it and loads of people defend it as well. And that is
Boku no Piku.
no, sadly not yet, but we may get to that later. But
Yeah.
it's Fairy Tail. Loads of people bash on it.
Fairy
As
Tail.
I said, loads of people bash on it because of how Fairy Tail doesn't get too serious to their liking. And thing is, Fairy Tail, I feel like it's not really something you're supposed to take too intensely and serious, like One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. It doesn't really feel like that kind of anime. There isn't really that one plot that kind of sets that kind of serious tone, in my opinion. And I just think people are overthinking it, especially how it's just a shonen and you're just supposed to watch it for the pure entertainment of enjoying Fairy Tail. I mean, I personally like the characters more than the plot itself, and I think that seems pretty clear to everyone. So, and I think that's partly why Fairy Tail's no one really dropped Fairy Tail even when the filler was going on, because everyone.
I feel it's good. It's good filler.
Because I feel like the story isn't Fairy Tail not having a very strong story isn't really kind of holding Fairy Tail back, given how the characters interact and how they get back, and we still get some of those touching scenes as well in Fairy Tail. And so I just don't see why people always attack it with the fan service as well, because I feel like the fan service doesn't really get in the way of when anything gets serious or tense in Fairy Tail whatsoever. If there is fan service present, they would dedicate a whole episode to it, and then when they want to get serious, they go back to the story. And Jamie, I know you as well watch Fairy Tail as well. Do you have anything to add to the defense of people calling it just booby tail and it's just got fan service and no story
Enjoy what it is really. I think you've pretty much covered everything. It's one of those shows, just sort of relax and watch it really.
It's like good, but
you pretty much
wouldn't get the tattoo.
No, wow. There are people out there.
Well, I mean, I do.
I've seen pictures. Oh yeah, you got 3, mate.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there.
So you want to go next?
Who's up next?
Well,
You can go, Lewis.
It's because I haven't really thought this through, to be honest, but I didn't really expect to be answering it this. I'm going to say Going Home Club, because nobody likes it.
Nope.
Just like myself, nobody likes me, and but I like me, and I like Going Home Club. So
You make me want to cry.
that's the main goal of this podcast. So yeah, Going Home Club. Nobody likes it, but I do like it, and I think people should like it because it's a good comedy, has lots of funny anime references, some Dragon Ball Z references and stuff like that. It's rather funny, if you ask me. And,
Do you think it's a bit too early because it's only 2 episodes in? Even though.
Oh yeah, of course. It's too early to say it's too early to say it's rubbish. It's too early to give it a 6.5. My anime list users, God. It's maybe a
It
bit.
may just get serious as well.
Maybe a bit too early to get the tattoo, but someone could have told me that earlier.
no,
But yeah, I think it's good. It's GUD. It's good. That's all I have to say on this matter.
BDT. It is.
Yeah. I'm like Lewis. I haven't really thought this through as well.
So
But,
unprofessional.
Yeah, but with my scores on my anime list. I wouldn't defend anything unless they reached 9 or 10 with me, and obviously that's my own opinion. But it's quite difficult. I got a few, but I'll just name one for now, and if you want to go round again, obviously I'll name another few. Number one, I guess, then G.T.O, because it's a classic for me and nostalgia. But I keep saying this every time I mention G.T.O in the podcast, that I really need to rewatch it, because I don't know if I overhype it or overhyped it too. I know I've recommended to Jamie and everyone, even though you enjoyed it, but maybe going back to it, I wouldn't enjoy it as much as I did the first time. I hope that's not the case, but I think it's quite. I don't like to say not well known. It is slightly underrated. I don't know if anyone agrees.
I wouldn't say underrated.
But it's when
I'd say it's highly acclaimed. I think
it's quite.
You don't need to defend it.
Yeah,
Really.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's saying it's rubbish. I think I watched it about a month ago, and I think it's-
you always get haters.
Well,
right?
the thing is,
I don't think they pop up as frequently.
every time I've
No.
spoken or read someone watch it who has watched it, they love it. Like you said, nobody hates it. I haven't seen one hater as of yet, who hasn't liked one bit of it.
yeah.
But it's not well known as well, as in, like, you know, if I say, "Oh, have you seen G.T.O?" everybody most of the time says, "What's that?" You know.
Yeah.
I don't really want it to be quite known as well. I like it.
I don't think it's very well known. I think it's just asked wrong people. Personally.
Well, maybe not to like the general anime fans, like your Sword Art Online fans and stuff like that. They might not know,
yeah,
but your hardcore anime fans like us,
Your
your
hardcore.
underground hardcore
if you
anime
got
fans
your
like us,
legit
Yeah.
stuff
like
like.
Bleach. Pretty underground.
Okay, now I need to cut. I might have to kick you out the
Oh.
call.
We'll fight IRL.
Now, anime such as Fate Zero, Back in the Code Geass, Neon Genesis, Ghost in the Shell, them sort of animes, there. I mentioned quite a few of them, but no one's watched it. Huh? No, but I don't know. Is that what you want to
that's
say
how
about?
much, you know, every time if I ever hear someone bash G.T.O, or if I ever hear someone says who hasn't seen it, you know how I am. I always persuade that person to go and watch it, and I always recommend that as a must watch. So yeah, I'll always defend Onizuka.
Right, well, that leaves me, and I actually got quite a few, but I'll start off my main one. Well, before I actually say this, I think the topic we're doing is kind of weird, because I don't defend anything to an extent where I will defend it to the ends of the earth. I think if people don't like it, they don't like it. I can't really do much about it. But I won't say if someone says it's crap, it's like, you know, it's not really crap. It's pretty damn good, you know. But if they don't like it, they don't like it. I can't change their mind. But I think if they're saying it's like I really like it's crap, then I can defend it because I love it. But one of them is Samurai Champloo. Now it's not so much defending; it's so much with it living up to Beat Bop. Now I know Caleb's not here, so we don't need his opinion. But whenever someone mentions, whenever I talk about Samurai Champloo, they always think it will Beat Bop, you know, because it's the same director. And I think Champloo has the ability to be on the same level as to be viewed as on the same level as Beat Bop. I think personally, I know me and Tash have the same idea. I think that we both like Champloo better than Beat Bop. I mean, Tash watched all of he watched a fair few episodes of Beat Bop, but he just couldn't get into it, which is fair enough. I think any anime people won't get into, doesn't matter what it is. But yeah, I think it's not underrated. It is, but it's not underrated. It's the amount of people who watched it know, but everyone who thinks it's worse than Beat Bop are wrong in a sense. Well, they're not wrong because it's their own opinion, but I think you're just saying it because you're going with everyone else, sort of thing. In sometimes, which is any case of any anime.
I don't think it's worse than Bebop, but I think Bebop's better than it. Like, I wouldn't want to say it's worse because then that makes it sound like it's not as good, but it's on the same level. But I think Bebop had a few things that were better. Like, I could talk about.
It's quite
I
subjective,
never-
though. So.
I think, but it's like on a majority vote, I think people like prefer Beat Bop. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just putting my own opinion onto it too much, but I think Shampoo should be looked up a bit more in the ranks, and how's it like?
Yeah, maybe if it
So
wasn't
good.
under the name of Watanabe, it would be a different rating. Maybe it would be
Yeah,
higher.
I
maybe
think
would
it.
be
I
lower.
think. I think that. I don't know. It could be low because of the name, but I think I don't know. But I've got quite a few actually now. I'm thinking.
Well, just to add to what you said about Bebop, like Ness Mudkip mentioned, in my opinion, like Bebop doesn't really have that same feel of anime to me with that vibe. It just feels more like a Western cartoon. So I think that may be part of the reason why, because I think more experienced people that have watched more anime would enjoy Samurai Champloo more than Cowboy Bebop, in my opinion. So I think you got some of the mainstream audience into Cowboy Bebop that watch their Naruto, Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online, that are kind of like backing Cowboy Bebop up. I think that's particularly why people prefer Bebop over Samurai Champloo, because you got more.
I think what made the decision for me to split the two was like the ending, like the final quarter of each anime. I think I was a little bit let down. I think by the Samurai Champloo ending.
No, I won't.
And I thought
I think people.
I thought obviously I won't spoil anything,
different
but I thought the Cowboy Bebop ending was pretty good. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it was. But I think the Champloo one. I think people expected a different outcome.
Yeah, that's what I was.
No,
I was a bit
honestly,
let down.
I
I think. I don't know.
I don't think it's that. I think it was the right way to go. I think, well, in most cases.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think some people. I can't really say much about it. I don't want to spoil
Yeah,
it.
that's the hard thing.
The comments I've seen online, they're stupid.
Or do they just
mean-
like rank down the series completely because of what they did in the end?
No, but they. It's hard to say. Because if I say this, then I'm going to give you a spoiler in a sense. No, I won't be able to say it. I'll probably explain it later in a separate call, because since you guys watched it. But has anyone else got any series? I've got at least two
Yeah, I've
more
got
I
a few.
think of at the moment. Go.
I'll say Eureka 7. That's the one I'll
Da,
defend.
da, ba, 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 ba,
Because
ba, ba. I don't-
I know I see a lot of people.
I think it's just me and you who watched
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
That was my first ever. That was the anime that got me into anime, basically. Like I watched it, I just stumbled across it on Netflix. I stumbled across the movie, and I watched the movie, which is weird because it's like the movie is like an after thing.
Yeah, but it's alternate
Yeah.
universe, isn't it? So surely you could make some sort of
Yeah,
sense of
which
it.
I kind of did, and I was like, oh, cool. And then I googled it, and then it was like, oh, this is an anime, okay, and this has a series of 50 episodes, and I watched the 50 episodes, and then it just kind of took off from there. So it's kind of got that kind of sentimental, nostalgic feeling about it, and it's a genuinely good show, and it's got like a really good blend of everything. You know, it's got really good romance, it's got mechs, it's got good fight scenes, it's got a really good story. You know, the ending's pretty cool. All the characters are really cool. I don't think there's like one thing that really is bad about it. Really, I don't see why it hasn't got a.
Holland's pretty badass. I like Holland.
Yeah, he's the badass of the show. I mean, there's so many characters like that I forgot about, and you go back and look. It's like, oh, I remember that, and I remember that bit, because you kind of forget a lot
It's
of it.
so many anime I need to rewatch, but there's so many anime I just need to watch to start off with.
Yeah.
You know.
So much anime,
and
so much fun.
that's one of them. I need to. Cause I've forgotten quite a bit of
Yeah,
it.
well, it's been about a
I haven't
year,
watched it in like 2 years.
A year, probably over a year. Actually, about a year and a half since I even watched anything from it. So.
I think it was 2 years because it was in the summer.
Yeah. Well, they'll. I don't know. That's it about.
Yeah.
Eureka 7.
I can't say much bad because I can't remember. I can't remember the basics of it, but like with detail. But I can remember the sequel.
Yeah,
a
same.
lot more, a lot better.
That came out last.
But-
was that last summer? Or last winter?
No, last spring.
Oh, okay.
It came out in April. I remember because that was weird. It's the only anime I was watching like seasonal. Like I never watched season before this.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's sort of, you know, because I watched Eureka 7, I was like, oh my goodness, a sequel. Oh my goodness.
Although it wasn't really a sequel, it was like a prequel sequel, which was kind of disappointing.
I don't know. It was. I liked it. I think it was. I think it's kind of underrated. I think people went in to expect something different, like Rental.
Yeah, I think
Eureka.
everybody wanted just a direct sequel to like boom right back into the
I
story,
think
but
it has a lot more action. This one.
yeah,
I think it's good though. Like it's coming out on Blu-ray. Well, it's already on Blu-ray in America, and it's coming out over
I like how they done something
next
different
year,
with it.
I think
Like, nobody expected them to do that, so I think it's nice that they just didn't.
I would buy it. I would still watch it again. I quite enjoyed it. I mean, sometimes I felt a bit bored, but it's not an amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty
series,
confusing
sequel,
at points. Like,
but
you
it's
had
still.
to really
I
pay
think it's still
attention to
good.
the story.
It's still. Oh, you have to watch the first series.
Yeah.
Of all that. It's so confusing. What's it, Trapper in it?
Yeah.
I think.
It is. I mean, I don't want to go on like 15 minutes explaining like the story and stuff like that, but because I know a lot of people won't have watched it.
It's just so complicated. I've got another one. If anyone, does anyone else want to go first?
I've got another one, which is probably gonna get a lot of hate for it, but I don't mind.
You dare say
no,
anything about?
Don't worry, it's nothing with what you think.
It's Fate's Day 9.
No.
No, I think it's worse than that.
It's a recent one, and I actually explained all my feelings towards this series.
I know what it is.
And that is
Aku no Hana.
God damn it! Yes, it's Aku no Hana. And yeah, see, it's people like Tash, which I just face palm.
People like Tash that make the world crumble.
Yeah. No.
People like Tash just want to watch the world burn.
No, I didn't know the manga. Well, it's been out for a while, obviously, and then I know a lot of people got disappointed because they read the manga first, which is fair enough. I understand that completely. They was looking for an awesome series finally being animated, and then they saw what they saw. Now, with people like me, without reading the manga, I don't think the hype was there. The synopsis was good enough for me to watch it. And yes, I was shocked, you were shocked, Caleb was shocked, everyone was shocked. And yeah, it is hard to get adapted to this animation, but after 3 episodes in, 4, 5, it just, it's custom, you're used to it. It doesn't bother you anymore. And I know we were all laughing about how silly it looks, and I know a lot of people did, but when I was reaching the last few episodes, I clearly forgot what I was watching, which was rotoscoping, If the story was there, the story is quite good, not amazing, but the story was driven. And I really enjoyed watching that during that season. And I think a lot of people missed out without giving it a good deal of a chance. Now, I know I can't really talk about it with you guys because you haven't watched it, but I know Tashrin's seen the first episode and all that, and which is fair enough. He just thought like everyone else, wanted to say out loud, "Oh, what is this animation?" But
well, the thing is, I didn't just watch the first episode. I think I saw the first 3, and the story didn't really, grab me, and with the animation that I saw, I don't know, I couldn't get used to it. Because at some points you wouldn't see people's eyes and noses and mouths.
I got to argue against that because there's not only in that anime, I've seen in traditional anime that if somebody's far away, they won't fill in the whole face. It's just someone in the background, and that's it. So I have seen something similar like that before. Yes. But
the thing is, I felt like it came up more in Aku no Hana. Like even when people were talking,
it was definitely more. It
was a lot more noticeable.
Yes, yeah, I agree. It was definitely more in your face, literally no face. But yeah, in Aku no Hana. But I've seen it before. It doesn't bother me in traditional anime, and I would say it did bother me in the first few episodes. But when you get used to it, it doesn't stick out like a It's you just pass it, but I guess some people just couldn't give it a chance, and not giving it a chance, but some people just watched the first 5 minutes and just raged and saying how awful it is without even giving it a proper chance. But I feel that they did miss out if they enjoyed reading the manga, and I'm actually looking forward to season 2 if it does come out, because the without spoiling anything for any reviewers, it hasn't, completely finished the story. It's just reached a certain point in the manga, and I was really not as hyped, but I was actually quite eager to see the next episode after it ended. Not at the start. I know it was really slow at the start, but right towards the end, the last 5 episodes, I was really into it and wanted to know what was going to happen in the next episode. But yeah, fair enough if you give it a chance and like it. But for the people who just literally didn't give it a chance, you should try and give it a chance. But yeah, that's all I've got to say with Akko no Hana, or aka Flowers of Evil.
Well, there you go then. Rambled on a bit, but it's fine. Okay, Tash, you got anything?
No.
Okay, well, I'll go on to one. Now, this one's almost as old as me. It's anime.
Oh.
It has a lot of controversial. I've known only me and Ben have watched it, I believe.
God.
Can you guess what it is?
I'm not good at guessing, but go on, just go for it.
You sure? Just do one guess. Go on.
Old. And how old is it? Yu Yu Hakusho?
1995. 1995.
The hell came out in 95?
Jamie.
Neon Genesis.
Okay.
Yeah. Evangelion.
Yep, that does need to be defended. Go for it.
I think, like, I put off Neon Genesis Evangelion for a long time because of the hate. I'm thinking like, oh, it's probably like some sort of a Sword Art level where it's just okay, and it's nothing. It's amazing series, and I think people should just ignore the hate. I can't remember. I think it was. I can't remember his name now. Someone said. I don't know who said it now. I think it was on YouTube. Said about just go in it without actually looking at what people say. Just go in it with a clear mind and just go right at it. Like, and that's what I did, and I really liked it, really enjoyed it, because that picked up the second rebuild film because I already had the first, and I was like, but I came to the conclusion that I don't know. It's my opinion that I still prefer the original series to the rebuild films, and that our friend Tashbin here, he hasn't even watched the original series, and he's watching the. Yeah, I think it's a bit weird because I think you sort of need a basis at least.
The thing is, like, as you said, most people have really put other people off watching the original series. When I was thinking about watching Evangelion the film, the people that I asked said just watch the film. It's better paced, and apparently Shinji is less whiny, the main character.
No, he's not
I hear
whiny,
so much bashing on that character. It's unbelievable. I'm just thinking, did they really change him that much in the film?
No, it's really not. I find maybe that you got to sit through that 2 hours. You don't let them 2 hours when you're sort of stuffed. But with episodes, it's like 20-25 minutes, and like you can just do them whenever. And I find that easier.
I think it's just a classic that you have to watch kind of thing, because it did change some, series after that was aired, and a lot of controversy with.
Oh yeah, I think without Neon Genesis, anime would be very different. Rob,
I think it came out at the right time as well, because a lot of great stuff came out in the 90s, spots.
Yeah, it came out in 1995, I think November, October.
Spot on, mid decade. And, well, yeah, I agree with you. I actually really need to rewatch the series. When I watch the films, at the moment, the rebuild ones, I don't know, I like it, don't get me wrong, but the only thing if I have to bash on the series is those last 2 episodes. But you do have a choice. But you can watch the end of Evangelion.
I watched both.
Yeah, but I watched both.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't really recommend watching them. They do make sense, but it's hardly like, what's the point? You might just go. I mean, you can watch it, see what sort of fuss about.
Well, I watched the series, and then I waited a few. Down months down the line.
Oh no, I legitimately just went straight for it. I went, just gonna go for it. Even though I found the rebuild film, End of Evangelion film about a bit weird as well. To be honest,
better
the way it
action
ended.
and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
ending.
Has anyone else got Oh, I was about to say, is there anyone else got any series? I got one more, I think.
I think I've got about one more, maybe one more.
Go on in.
Well, you go first. I've already had a shot.
I already just said mine.
Oh, okay.
Neon Genesis. You
Fine
might
then.
have to mix it up.
I'll go.
Oh.
God.
Go.
I'll protect Mushishi. I
still haven't watched that. I need to watch that.
Not so much defend it, because no one's really saying, "Oh, this is horribly bad." I don't have to go out and fight for it, but I would say it's a little bit not underrated, but maybe underrated. I think people kind of don't appreciate it for what it is, or maybe see it and just look.
I don't hear many people talk about the series, but I do know it is what people watched of it. What people who have watched it really like it.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, don't go into don't go into it thinking it's going to be this kind of amazing, kind of action-packed with some kind of huge twist at the end. It's more something that you just kind of watch maybe once a night before you go to bed.
I watched this series called Kino's Journey, and I know they've been compared like sort of similar aspects, and because they're both episodic, and that's what gave me the same feel. Because Kino's Journey, that felt to me like a sort of bedtime story, even though it's not for like it's not for kids. Like there's a bit of violence in it, not too much, but it's like I was okay, and it felt like because like Kino is this girl who like travels around to these different countries. Each one has sort of different aspects to them. Like one can read, like all the people can read each other's minds and what would happen, sort of thing. It's really interesting how it touches on that. It's a really nice series, really nice little series. I think they should have made more. Wait, did they have made more of it? They should have made more of it, but
I think a lot of people watch these kind of like episodic ones and are kind of disappointed that the story doesn't go anywhere, because like in Mushishi, it's not even like day after day. It's like it'll skip 10 years at one point, and then it'll go back to when he's a child, with no real connection to any of the stories, and they're just kind of little tales of his life, basically. It's almost like just picking the 24 best kind of stories in his life and kind of putting them into one little anime, and nothing comes of the story, nothing really happens. And I think they said they were going to make a second season, which will be interesting to see if they just kind of go for another kind of 24 little stories, or if they'll actually wrap up or maybe show what happens to him later on in his life, or kind of wrap up some kind of story.
Is there any sort of background story to him?
Well, yeah, there's a couple episodes where it shows his childhood and how he became a machine master.
The same with Kino's Journey. Yeah. I really like Kino's Journey. I think it's I just want like more to it. I think it deserves more.
Yeah, like it'd be nice to know. It's good to have these little things where they don't really go anywhere, but it's also nice to know a bit about the characters. I wouldn't
even mind it just going over 100 episodes or so, because I think you could do that once a week, like especially if it's like a Saturday or something. Saturday night would be nice, or Friday night. It's like some way you don't have to bother with school or anything afterwards, and it's just like it's a little story. It's like because it's like I wouldn't say it for like children's bedtime story, but it's like it's got a feel to it, because I mean there is a bit of like there's only a few bits of killing, like shooting, but it's nothing like over the top or anything. It's like 12A sort of thing, and it's just so nice. Like some episodes don't have violence, but it's just sort of peaceful. It's like I don't know if that's
it's kind of hard to describe why it's good, because it's just kind of nice, peaceful, enjoyable, relaxing.
It's just sort of relaxing. It's like you sort of feel like it's the end of the series. It's like this was only 13 episodes. Like 2003 it came out, Kyoto, so I really can't see another. Well, I'm looking at it right now, and apparently there was a movie.
Alright.
So, but it was by Shaft, so it would probably be a bit weird. I might check it out. Apparently it's quite good. But I want more. I mean, I hope for more. I don't know how well it's received in Japan, but it's that's the thing. Like what I'm watching now, G.T.O, that's a comedy series, Nat Fisher, and that sort of series like that I wouldn't mind watching weekly, because it's just like random, like sort of uplifting. It's kind of funny. It's like I don't know. Would I say it's sort of like Little Britain, Monty Python sort of, but not that bad, as in it's not sexual or anything like that. It's just like there's all these different characters, and they show each one like a few times in the episode, sort of like there's no real story, if you know what I mean. I don't know if I shouldn't really use like Little Britain, Monty Python, but it's sort of it didn't give it that sort of feel, but it's sort of like that sort of resemblance, like the different like aspects of comedy. It's not like a story. It's like sort of little different people, like how they have their own little parts in the episode. If that makes sense.
Yep.
I don't know, but yeah, I think I don't know. What are you going on about? Which is Shishi.
Yeah.
I need to watch that. I've got that on my to-do list.
Yeah, well, I'd definitely say it's
I've
a
got a lot of
must
to-dos.
try. Whether you watch all of it is kind of up to you. If your guy kind of is you really kind of always want something to happening and stuff, like don't expect any huge twists or action scenes or anything like that. But
Yeah, it's the same with Kino's Journey. I think you should watch Kino. I know you're watching Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
Just finishing it at the moment.
yeah,
But like, I've looked at Kino's Journey, and I watched it in double dub. It's quite good as well. Because I heard it was quite good, and it is very enjoyable. I mean, I do want more of it. To be honest, I'm thinking about it. I rated it an 8 on my list. It could be a 9, but it's around about that margin. It's like it'd be very nice to rate it at like 0.5 or whatever point. You know, if you could have the extra bit on my list, but
yeah.
you know, it's hard because I've got them sort of series right. It could be 8, it could be 9, but I'll put it as 8 because it's
Yeah.
not.
Well, these kind of shows, they're not
I-
for everybody, so you'll probably hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, they're boring," and then you'll hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, they're masterpieces," and they're amazing.
I know a lot of people love Kino's Journey. I think it's not one of my favourites, but I really did enjoy it watching
Yeah.
it. And I don't know. I think if you want something relaxing, go for like sort of them sort of series.
Yeah. If you always have something to watch
yeah.
while you're watching another show, it's always good. Like, 'cause I watched Mushishi
Yeah.
while I was watching other shows, and it probably took me about 2-3 weeks to finish it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Next.
well, maybe we can do a swappy. I think I can't think I'm next. My last, I think it's been my last one. I'm not sure. I haven't really gone through everything, but is Death Note.
I knew we were going to say that.
Nah,
Yeah.
did you? Hmm.
Because it's, well, one of your first series.
Yeah, my first series. I think probably everyone ever's watched it now. But I think there are people out there because it's so popular, sort of like saying, "Oh no, it's bad." It's actually it's definitely a top anime. Like, I think everyone has watched it, so it doesn't really matter. But I rated it a 9 on my anime list, and I think that's what it should be. I mean, obviously the second half is not perfect, so I can't really give it a 10. It's not really full on.
Yeah, I'd defend the first half, but I don't
Amazeballs.
think I'd defend the second half. If someone was saying, "Oh, the second half
The
sucks,"
ending was quite good.
I'd be okay that the second half kind of sucks, but
It doesn't.
I mean, it doesn't
suck.
suck. Obviously, it doesn't suck, but
But it's like there's some parts that are very interesting, but on the whole, no.
it's definitely a
It's
downgrade
like-
from the first half.
It's like I don't want to say this, it's like sort of what Attack on Titan does. It's sort of it tries to lure you in at the ending bit, and it sort of wants you to keep on. So you still keep on
Yeah.
watching. That's the thing. I don't know why I'm bringing Attack on Titan into this, but like it sort of uses that sort of ending, like oh no, this happened. You know what? How's it gonna continue? But stuff with like Mikami and I can't remember her name now. The girl who helped out, like who I think I can say spoilers, but I won't because I'm pretty sure everyone in the entire world has watched Death Note. If you haven't, well, stop this podcast and go watch it now.
Yep.
You'll get hooked. You probably I haven't really found anyone who took in over a week to watch Death Note. Like I watched it in 2 days. I reckon to my friend he watched it. He finished it before me, and I was watching it. I don't know how that happened. He must have not have slept. But anyways, yeah. But the thing with Death Note is that because it's so popular, it gets hate, and I think you hate it because it's popular. You got to admire it for what it is.
Yeah,
rather
it's
than-
probably one of the
That's
most
the thing.
popular anime.
Yeah,
I don't-
it is on my list. It's rated the most. It's
Oh, is it
number
number
one,
one?
top
Oh, there you
300.
go
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like Attack on Titan Sword Art Online. I don't know. Like I'd want to put Attack on Titan on hold and just watch it all, but I know that if I do that, I'll get into spoilers because of people who I subscribe to on YouTube. Will just like tell me what happens in the episode, and then like people on Skype sort of just they will sort of discuss it and they might let it slip. Because I remember when back in the day when I was first getting back into or probably get back into anime after my little break, when I was only watching the Fairy Tail One Piece anime. I mean, I've changed my taste from them, but always people who read the manga, they always like not care for what spoilers they say, but they discuss it. And I think like it's hard with big series like Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online to like not get the spoilers. I think that's a shame, really, because I think without the hype, without watching it weekly, I probably enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah.
And it's hard to rate that anime without being forced into saying that either it's good or maybe just being sick of it because it's overhyped.
Well, was there spoilers? Were there many spoilers lying around? Like when Death Note was airing, I mean, were there loads of people talking about what happened?
Airing, I couldn't say it. I watched it like 2 years after. Yeah.
When did it air? Did it not air in
I
like
believe
2006?
I
thought it was 2008
probably.
or 7.
No, it wasn't that. It was because 2008 the dub was out by then. Let me check. I'm checking right now. Anime started in 2006. I was right. October. And it finished in 2007. And I watched it in 2008. Summertime, I think. And I'm pretty sure it was dubbed by then. Well, it must have been, because I watched it in dub. I'm pretty sure it was. Wasn't it?
Yeah, I watched it in dub.
It was a good. It is a good dub. One of my favourite dubs. Maybe it's my first one, but I think, you know, I haven't showed anyone else apart from a few friends this, and I think I should, especially because like recently, like as I went on holiday, I watched like some anime and I watched like dub out loud, and Mum was like sick of it. I was like, oh, well, it's like I'd rather watch it in Japanese. I'm like, oh, but I can't be asked reading it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes like. Well, yeah, I think that's. I could go on to what I've watched for the past 2 weeks, because I think that's all I've got to say. Unless anyone else got to say about the topic.
Yeah, I guess we could just add in what we've watched it once we've finished up on this topic, because everybody's always interested about what we're watching.
Really?
I mean, I've got a whole list because I just suffer what's not seasonal. I don't really watch much seasonal, but I've watched a lot. So if I can go into that, or has anyone got anything to say on
I was
this
just
topic?
wondering, is there a film would you defend rather than a series?
Go and let for time. It's a perfect
Why?
film.
Yeah.
I won't say perfect. I won't say perfect. No, there's no anime's perfect.
Well, why is
think that's a
that?
flaw.
Why would you defend that?
Oh, it's just so good. It's like a basic story, and so I like sort of time travel sort of thing, and it's like it's kind of generic in a way. Like you fuck with time, you're gonna get fucked. That's kind of obvious. Well, it's not obvious because no one has time traveled, but it's sort of like, you know, that's been done before. But the way it's done, it's something different. I think if you, especially how it's coming of age, like it's not just time being changed. It's the girl. She's sort of learning more about life, more about, you know, relation. It's not that romantic. Yeah, it is actually, but it's not the basis of the movie. And I think it's an absolutely fantastic film. Summer Wars as well. Not as good, but definitely up there. I mean, I rated Girl at Time a 10 and Summer Wars a 9. You know, they're both. I would recommend them to anyone. I still want to watch Wolf Children. I'm not really sure if I want to watch it right now or wait for the dub. I'm not sure. But it's coming out soon. The dubs are fantastic for both films. That's why I think they're easy to get into as well. I mean, dubs are kind of key, I think, nowadays as well, because, you know, I know we all watch sub. I mean, there's obviously some cheesy dubs out there. There's quite a few cheesy dubs, but really anything done by Funimation is pretty a-okay. I mean, they done the Ghost in the Shell dub. I'm pretty sure they did the Wolf Children. They are doing Wolf Children. There's no dub out of that yet. But they did Girl at Time. They did
Full Metal Alchemist, did they not?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they did. What else is good dub? I'm definitely Education Journey. But like anything Funimation wise, I think. Well, I don't know about One Piece. Was One Piece Funimation? Yes, One Piece is Funimation. I don't like that dub. I don't like that dub at all. But in most cases, Funimation is a safe bet. I think did they do Baccano? I'm not too sure. I think I might be making this up now. But yeah, I mean, we could go into that dubs. I mean, I've been watching a lot more dub recently because I've been lazy, and it's like, you appreciate dub voice actors sometimes. I don't think they get enough recognition. Yeah, recognition sometimes. I mean, but watching dub, sometimes I feel like I'm losing out on Japanese voice actors because I do like them a lot. But yeah, I think that's another topic for another day.
Yeah. Has anyone else got a
Yeah.
defend the film rather than a series? Or shall I just say mine? Okay,
Just go
well,
yours.
it'll be two rather from Studio Ghibli. I'm not going to defend the most famous ones. Just because everybody likes them.
Yeah.
And the two films I would defend would be Pompoko and My Neighbours the Armadas, just because I was not keen or not scared, but I just didn't want to get in. From what I saw, I was judging by the art cover, and like, oh, I'm not going to like this, and it was a total opposite. I loved both films, especially the My Neighbours the Armadas, because it's watercoloured, and it's like a four panel comic strip style, and I thought, oh, this is just going to be, well, it's not realistic for once, it's just going to be just silly, but the message in that film is beautiful. I really like it, and same with Pompoko. The message in that is great. Even though, I did touch upon Pompoko last episode, but I really need to know Japanese culture, which is true, and it's easy to read up, but I just didn't find talking raccoons, being like not realistic. I hate saying realistic, but in the anime I was watching then, everything was more focused to, what realistic-ish, then, shall we say. But I didn't think I would enjoy those two films, but I really did, and I always tell people, don't think of it like it's just a cartoon, or talking to raccoons and watercoloured panel strip. Just go in there. It's one of the best films from Takahata. It's great. Obviously, I will defend every Ghibli film, but I think those two needs more defending than the others, because everything else is highly praised already. So, yeah, but only those two from Studio Ghibli and throughout my films I've seen, really. So I don't know if anyone else has a film to defend.
I think I have one film I'd like to defend, and that would be the Gurren Lagann film, the second one.
Alright.
I feel like that gets more hate than what it should, because, well, it's actually pretty good in my opinion. I mean, I know they skipped some stuff, but it kind of gives you more incentive to actually check out the series, because, Gurren Lagann is one of my favourite series. I really love it. And with the film, I liked how they actually had their own different kind of battle, like towards the very end. They changed it quite drastically, and I really loved to see that in the film, and I think people should really give it a chance, especially if they've seen the series, because I watched the film after having not seen the series for about 2 years or so, I think 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a really good watch, and if you've watched the series, you already know what's going to happen, and it's great to see the new stuff that the film's included, and I just don't think it deserves the bashing that everyone gets, because, well, if you want people to check out the series instead of the film, then, do that then, recommend them the series, and then if you're looking for a nostalgic rush of Gurren Lagann, you can watch the films, get some new scenes out of it. If you want to see some new stuff for Gurren Lagann, check out the films, and if you want the whole complete nostalgic rush like many people do, then just watch the series. I just don't see why people are taking the film too seriously on how it should follow the series completely 100%, because they can't. If it's a film, they can't do that. I mean, they have to fit it in the time boundaries that they've set, so some stuff has to be cut up for the film in order to bring something a little new to the plate of people that have seen Gurren Lagann. And I think I could say that for other films as well that have shortened the series so that they could get people into watching. Let's say, for example, Evangelion as well. I'm sure, I'm definitely wanting to check out the series after I've finished watching the films. That way I can compare, how different the series is, and that way I can see what I missed out on. And it's a huge time saver as well for those of you that don't have time, they can check out the film, and if they like it, they'll see the sequels, and if they really, really do want to understand the story completely, then they'll check out the series. I think it's
But you
another.
say that.
I feel like it's another gateway into getting someone into another series.
Yeah, but you say that. But you say Evangelion movies is like what they're about probably over 2 hours each, and that's about 8 hours, maybe a bit more than that. The series is about 10 hours. You're not really missing out on too much, and you why not just go for the original first and build up on the series? I think it's easier because it's just an episode, whereas people might have not attention span to watch a whole movie. I mean, I know I don't in most cases, since I've got a backlog of anime movies, to be honest, and I just need to watch them, sit down and watch them. But I have time, but I don't know. I sort of want to do stuff like I don't want to be sitting there. Well, sometimes I do, but it's really hard to watch a movie. I think personally, maybe just in general, not even just anime, but just movies in general. I think when someone asks me to watch a movie, I'm like, I can't be asked. Especially in cinemas. Like, I mean, cinemas is not that bad if you just, you're with friends and whatnot, but I get a bit off put because I just can't stand it. I mean, maybe it's just me, but it's like, especially if it's a long movie. I don't know. I get put off by movies sometimes. I mean, I would eventually watch them. I need to watch more anime movies, but I think you take a chance with movies. I think personally, if they're not dubbed, keep trying to introduce them to someone new. I don't know, but yeah, it's your take.
Well, I've got nothing really I could add to that, but with ongoing series, they have tons and tons of films. Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach doesn't really have that many, I think. The thing is,
too much.
I question sometimes, like, why am I watching them? Because I know it's not exactly canon for those films. And it feels a bit harder to...
I think it gets ridiculous how much they make of it. I mean, it's like...
I don't watch any of them. I think they're just for the money, really. They just wanted to get a little bit more cash out of.
Because okay, I'm not on bash Pokemon, but Pokemon they release a movie, they tend to get good reception no matter what it is, really. And I think that's just an easy way to make money, especially if you take Film Z for instance. Film Z, that was a pretty decent movie, but so much hype over it when in Japan. I mean, that was ridiculous. I mean, like, wasn't worth the hype. I mean, it's just like,
the box office was ridiculous. It was like
it's just gonna be obvious, a bad guy turns up, you have some sort of backstory to him, and then Luffy beats him. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just me feels like that. It was the best One Piece film, but it's not much to live up to. Strongwell's the only decent one, really. I mean, I haven't really heard much about the others. I know that they're good. Most of them are just recaps anyway.
That's the thing. See, that's why no one took notice of them. And Strongworld and Film Z were actually not recaps. Yeah,
canon. And they were canon to some extent.
So that's why I guess they hyped it as much.
Yeah, but it's not even like it's the same with the Pokemon movies. Like actually gonna find some legendary Pokemon. It's not capturing anything.
The only reason they do a Pokemon film every year is just for the legend.
The games as well.
The legendary. It's just legendary because that's the whole film is all about. Each film is about a legendary, and that's it. Oh
yeah, no, but it's no need.
Oh no,
I mean they could incorporate that to the series,
really
surely.
I never said it's necessary to do it, but one thing, it's money, and they've done it each year.
That's the whole thing. Like anything, like if it sells, make more. That's why Dragon Ball Z is still pumping out its 14th movie. Probably have another few movies as well after that. Because keep going.
I do actually like how Naruto and Bleach did it. Like not every year, every other year, or
Yeah, but what about when they finish as well? I mean, they may.
None of the Naruto movies have been that great. I'm not sure of them, so I can't say.
I'd say all of them are moderate from what I've seen, because I've seen all of them up to date.
I've only seen the first three of the first three of them, and one Shippuden,
I haven't seen all of them, but I preferred. I actually, when I rewatched the first one, I enjoyed it better than the first time around, and I think that I think I enjoyed the first one better than Bonds, because I don't know, I just didn't see anything come of Bonds, and I haven't seen the rest, so I can't tell you.
I don't know. I just think it's not really that necessary. I think, to be honest, I'm not to get hyped about it. The only things I get hyped about is probably like a series that hasn't aired like in years that I really liked, and it's kind of a movie. I don't know why they'll do that, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure series has done that before, and that's something to look forward to. Something we don't get every day, like the Steins Gate movie. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, obviously because it's not out here, and obviously Steins Gate it's only been 2 years, but you know, you haven't seen anything from it. It's finished. It's done. I mean, they could probably do a few more movies if I don't know how it goes, but you see what happens. It could be good. You know, something to look forward to. I think maybe it's not right example of the news, but sort of something similar to that. Like,
is the Steins Gate movie a retelling, or is it like a different version?
No, I'm pretty sure it's different. Well, I'll find out anyway. I'm pretty sure it's different.
Yeah.
Though. Well, I haven't really looked into it much. I've seen trailers. I can't remember that much. Because I'm thinking it might be, I don't know if it's retelling, but it's definitely from a different perspective at least. Like, it's not from Okabe, it's from Christina de... I can't believe I just did that, but yeah, no. That's all I've got to say about the movies. I don't know, I could sort of go on about just like a little bit what I've watched since I haven't been here for a while.
Well, before that, I just got one more thing to add. Would you say you would like to see more films perhaps have more of an impact on the actual story, as in like canon to the series? Kind of like with Madoka Magica, the first 2 films are recaps from what I hear, and then the final film is a sequel to where the series left it at. So would you say you would be more up for seeing films perhaps ending series where the anime kind of left it out? Because we do get that quite often nowadays.
I'd rather just anime to end it personally if I had a choice, because I think that's smarter wise. Not smarter, it's probably less money, revenue, but if we're talking, you know, smarter for the viewer, it'll be better to end it in the series.
Be quite hard for people who don't live in Japan as well, because of the amount of spoilers. If you had to go and see the film to see the true ending, kind of thing. For example, say now one of the big 3 has the final bit of the story in the film, and we'll have to wait, you know, a month down the line to even watch it. And as soon as it comes out in the theatres in Japan, we all know what happened. So
yeah, because someone has a Japanese friend, he tells them, and then that.
I do like how sometimes that's why I liked how they slowly made. I know there was a lot of hiatus when the series was ongoing, but I do actually like snippets from the series to a film, like they did in the first Pokemon film. I like that. So it's in the timeline, but then it's not, kind of thing, you know, because when you see the first film, you see clips which were actually showed in the series, kind of thing, and I wouldn't mind seeing more of those maybe in future films. But I think that's the only one which had already did it. Maybe I don't think anything else did something like that, and I thought that was quite clever, you know. So even though you don't have to see the film, but if you do, it ties quite nicely, you know. It's there, kind of thing, in the timeline. Because all the big 3 has no timeline, you know. You can actually say, oh, it comes around this point, maybe after this episode, blah blah blah. But if it showed a snippet from a series in the film, like just in the introduction before the title comes up, you know exactly where it comes in.
Anything else got to say about the topic? Okay, well, I'm gonna just go quickly and fire it all off, because I just want to have a little ramble. Right, basically, I watched a 6.5 series, well, almost 7 series really. I only got a few episodes to watch of another one. I go in order. First I watched Monster, and that's a really good series. 74 episodes, quite long. It felt quite long, but it's really good. It helps you appreciate what a sign-in is, I think. Gives you a good strong taste. I think if I was a few years younger, I wouldn't be able to like it as much. I think I'm probably a bit bored of it. I mean, that's probably me being a bit here saying, "Oh, you got to be mature to watch it." You probably don't. But I think for me, when I was like, you know, only watching shonen anime, I wouldn't be able to fully appreciate it. I think it's better if you've got a range of anime, like not just shonen. Like, I watched a lot of shonen back in the day. I think I don't know. For me personally, I liked it a lot more after it's finished. Like when it all came together, it's sort of okay, this is actually a really good series. I could see because like I was watching it all the time, so I remember like it's only back of my head. I could tell you what happened in what episode, when. So yeah, I really like that. I wouldn't be able to put a position on where it stands in my top, but it's 9 out of 10 for me. And then I watched Gengetsu, the Count of Monte Cristo, and this for me was a big letdown. I don't understand what everyone likes about it. I felt that the plot was obvious, the characters were cheesy, the art style was a bit weird. I didn't really like it that much. It was too much on the eyes. I don't know why it's so highly rated in anywhere. I think maybe I'm just being really harsh, but I could have wrote that story. I mean, I know it's based on the book. It's a very famous book, but the dub was so cheesy. I don't know why I didn't watch it. I know I felt it's kind of weird since it wasn't really. I don't know. It wasn't based on a Japanese book. It's a French. I don't know if it's French writer, but it's based on the book. So I felt it was going to be kind of weird. Maybe they put on some good accents because they're in France, but no, nothing like that. I just felt that it was all not great. I mean, it was okay. It was okay to an extent. I felt I gave it a 7 out of 10, but I don't know. I really couldn't see what everyone loved about it. I think it wasn't very good. But that was 24 episodes. So I sort of that sort of spent a time when I wasn't doing much on holiday, sort of sitting around lying about. I went on for 2 weeks, by the way, so I have watched quite a bit. I know you might be saying like, oh well, yeah, we don't watch any holiday then, but it's just sort of relaxing one, out in the sun. I had on my phone. I had it's 1080p screen I've got on my phone, so just watch it on there and on my laptop. And then what else I watched? I watched after that, I believe it was Anohana. I know that Ben and Tash had watched it, and that was pretty good. It was good for a little short series done by A1 Pictures. I fancy like an updated anime. I wanted to do something like it came out last year or the year before. I can't remember exactly. I think it came out last year. But that was a nice little series. It was. I didn't find it sad. Some people, I know Ben and Tash found it a bit, teary-eyed. But I just thought I knew it was coming, so I was ready for it anyway. But yeah, I'll go watch that. It's a good anime. Alright, I put that an 8 out of 10 on my anime list. I'm just giving you what I put on my anime list. And after that, I watched Kino's Journey, and I've said about this before, so I won't go too much into it. But yeah, it's very good anime. I don't know who it's done by. I don't think it's done by anyone famous, but like production wise. But it's definitely a good, little anime to watch. I think dub or sub, either one is fine. I presume the sub's fine. The dub's quite good. And it's little, episodic tales. And then after Kino's Journey, I believe it was Ghost in the Shell, second gig, miles better than the first series. I don't know why I didn't really click with the first. The first was quite good. I mean, maybe I'm just being silly, but I love this one much better. What maybe I wasn't planning to watch it actually. I was going to watch something else, but I just watched the opening. And I thought, oh, this opening's great. I'm going to give it a go, and yeah, I really liked it. Definitely one of my favourite series. Well, that second season, and that was great. And then I watched Hyoka. That's what I watched after. I knew it was the series. I watched it after that, and that was by G.T.O Animation, and that was pretty good. It wasn't amazing, but it's still pretty good. It gave me I wasn't sure what to expect from this anime, so I thought give it a go, and that's it. And that was pretty good. It's pretty different. I think it was done quite well. Not amazing. It was good. It's probably one of the better G.T.O Animation's works. I can't say about. I haven't seen Clannad yet. Shoot me. But
who here has actually seen Clannad?
I've seen it.
I've seen 2 episodes.
All of it.
I saw it about 2 years ago.
I can't speak to it, but everything I watched is my favourite G.T.O Animation, and I've watched Shinibyo, K-On, Is that it? I don't
Smoker
know.
Market.
I've
Hyoka.
watched a bit of Smoker Market. Yeah, I'm talking about Hyoka. I watched half an episode of 3, if that counts. Yeah, but that's my favourite from them so far. That was pretty good. And then, lastly, I'm 5 episodes behind on this. Once finished it, is Nichijou, and I love Nichijou. I think it's really funny. I'm not sure after I could. It's hard to rate G.T.O. I rated it 8 so far on my list, but I kind of want to rate it 9. But it's not a favourite. It wouldn't be my top favourite series, but it is really good. I need to sort out my. It'd be really helpful if you could put like a 0.3 or something like that on the end of each series, like to make them a bit more organised on where they stand on your top.
I'd love to have a
But I don't know.
0.5, like a 9.5.
Yeah, I know. It's just
I've got so many 9s that are better than a 9, but they're not a 10. And I've got a few 10s that aren't
I've got
10s,
so
but they're
little
not
9s because 9s and 10s are very rare on my list now. I mean, they used to be like everywhere, but I've sort of sorted it out. I thought I've got so many 8s, and these
Yeah.
8s could be organised like it could be about 8.5, 8.4,
Yeah,
whatever.
that'd be
Or
so helpful.
Some like One Piece on my list are literally just 8.0, or like the first Naruto series 8.0. I mean, Anohana, I think it's just an 8.0. I don't think it's anything better than that, not worse than that. But it's hard. Like when people look at my list, it's like I've got Kino's Journey and let's say Ixon Saga. I never heard of Ixon Saga. Now people say, "What, you think these two are on a similar level?" No, they're not. I mean, Ixon Saga right that an 8.1 probably, and Kino's Journey probably like an 8.6. You know, it's a big jump really. Think about it. And it's just hard to say what is better than what on my list, but that's just me random on. But I think that's all I've watched. Really, I haven't watched anything seasonal apart from one Danganronpa, but I put it on hold now. I've not had the urge to watch anything. I've only watched Hunter x Hunter. I need to catch up on that. Episode behind. I'll be 2 episodes behind tomorrow, so I'll probably watch one in the morning at least. And I'm behind on Attack on Titan, which I'm probably 2 episodes behind on in 9 minutes. As it comes out on Crunchyroll, both come out on Crunchyroll. Don't forget to check out Crunchyroll. We haven't got. Oh, are we giving out any passes? Perhaps if anyone comments
Yeah, I'll
on
have
a
one.
video.
Yeah.
You all have one.
Well,
Yeah, I have a few. So if you comment, Jamie is the best in your comments. I will personally send you one of my, I guess, 48-hour passes on Crunchyroll.
just type down in the comments which anime you would like to try and make it interesting, and Jamie will see if it's interesting enough, and he'll PM you and send it on your way.
Make sure to share the video as well. We could.
Like it, share it to your friends, share it to your dog, your mother, your grandma.
And send us £5 on
your water
PayPal.
bottle.
We'll give
Yeah,
2
that's
away,
it.
one on YouTube, most interesting comment, and one via Twitter.
MySpace. Oh, okay.
Twitter, yeah, make sure you follow us on Twitter. We're getting a few followers now. We're getting a few fans. You know,
Making it
we
the big time.
We're building up now. We are getting big. We're like on a scale of who's a big YouTuber?
Justin Timberlake.
Ray William Johnson.
Oh, okay.
There. Justin Timberlake. No, we're big with Justin Timberlake already. I mean, like we have already brought sexy back.
Yep.
That is his podcast. His podcast is just sex.
Pretty much.
We have already. It's here. It's now. If you want it, take it. Subscribe. You know where to find us. Every Monday. Oh yeah. No what? Hopefully every Monday. So far, so good. But I think that's all. I'll do the outro. So from Z-Star Games,
Right.
BT87,
Good night.
the Sky Dragon 93,
Not there.
the Sly Dragon 93.
Oh, hello.
Like it. And me, the AG Corner. Farewell.
Bye.
Stay safe.